in it. And he, of course, pretty much announced he's retired from show business. This week, I am going to be doing my reviews for Jim Carrey movies. Today, mostly 10. Today, I'm going to do 2, then tomorrow 2, then so on and so on. So, here's my review for his 1994 comedy hit Dumb and Dumber. Now, 1994 was pretty much a good year for movies in general. Let's be real. I mean, that year we had stuff like Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption, Lion King. I mean, 94 was a prime time for film business. But it was also a good year for Jim Carrey because, that was the same year he put out stuff like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and The Mask. And Dumb and Dumber is, I believe this one actually got released. Was his last film he did that year. But Dumb and Dumber is so fun. You have the likes of Jim Carrey who plays the role of Lloyd Christmas, and Jeff Daniels who plays the role of Harry Dunn, who are pretty much these two dummies really and slackers, if you will, who stumble across like a suitcase full of money left behind in Harry's car by Mary Swanson, played by Lauren Holly, who was also on her way to the airport, and of course the pair, decided to go to Aspen, Colorado, to return the money, unaware of like the connection is connected to a kidnapping. This is such a really fun road trip based film. The chemistry between both Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels is obviously one of the best parts about this whole film. You can really buy them as these characters perfectly. It is directed by the Farrelly Brothers, which I believe this was their first feature, if I'm not mistaken. They, of course, will later go on to give us stuff like movie 43, There's Something About Mary. Obviously, they separated because I don't think they separated fully, but one of them, of course, directed Green Book, which won an Oscar, so there's that. But man, this movie is it's one of the funniest comedies of the 90s, It's not raunchy or anything like that, but it definitely has some really fun PG-13 humor in it. Of course, the bathroom scene will crack you up. The road trip aspect is really cool. I'm always a sucker when it comes to road trip films, and this is one of them that's so fun to watch. And you also got some other folks like Terry Garr popped up, Karen Duffy, Mike Starr, but it is really the chemistry between Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. I mean, Jim Carrey beforehand, like in the 80s, he's done stuff like, obviously he was coming off something like In Living Color. Then, of course, in the 80s, he did stuff like Earth Girls Are Easy and, some other stuff in the 80s. But the 90s is really the movie that really made Jim Carrey a movie star, and Dumb and Dumber was one of them. It's just such a it is dumb, yes, but it is really fun to watch. They also did do a prequel called Dumb and Dumber When Harry Met Lloyd, which had not had Jim Carrey in it, and that movie sucked. And they also did a sequel, which I'm one of the rare folks who didn't mind the sequel, by the way. I'll actually talk about that in a separate video. But that aside, I remember watching the first Dumb and Dumber on TV. I had such a fun time with it. It is a really fun classic comic. It's classic, pure Jim Carrey at his finest. I mean, if you guys have not really seen Dumb and Dumber by now, do yourself a favor, go watch it. You'll have some good laughs here. Anyway, let me let you guys. Have you ever seen Dumb and Dumber? If so, what show? Were you a fan? Are you not a fan of it? Favorite scene? Favorite moments? Where will it end up on your favorite Jim Carrey films? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notification. This is Timmy Sign.